obviously that shouldn't have happened to her. Okay. And it's a serious problem that happens to like what, 1 in 3 women ever. Like it's really rampant. Okay. And it's disgusting whenever it happens, and it leaves you with a lot of trauma usually, and possibly PTSD, like she's saying she has. And I'm not going to deny that, but I'm not going to sit here and listen to her to hide behind that as a shield to be transphobic. You can't do that. Okay. You're a disgusting piece of shit for doing that. You. In the wake of Donald Trump's unfortunate victory to the presidency, we've already been getting a lot of stuff coming out from conservatives against trans people. It's going to be against like queer people in general, like gay and trans, but largely the flavor seems to be against trans people because that's just what they decided on. So trans people are getting targeted. With bills such as this in Ohio, a bill restricting school bathroom use by transgender students passes Ohio Senate, awaits governor's signature. This is my home state, so very unfortunate. The Ohio Senate on Wednesday greenlit a measure that would ban transgender students from using locker rooms and bathrooms associated with their gender identities. Senate Bill 104 passed 24-7 on a party line vote. If signed into law by the state's GOP governor, the Republican-backed legislation would require primary and secondary schools, as well as institutions of higher education, to designate separate bathrooms and changing areas for males or females based on gender assigned at or near birth. Multi-gendered facilities would be prohibited. The ban would not only apply to school employees, would not apply to school employees, people with disabilities, and children under 10 who need assistance from family member or guardian, according to the legislation. Family restrooms and single occupancy facilities are also permitted. Why would it not apply like universally? Why would they only target kids with this? They're literally just targeting kids with this. This is disgusting. Yeah, let's passing trans girls to only go to men's spaces. Yeah, nothing wrong there. So this is wrong for a number of reasons. The first one that comes to my mind is, how do you enforce it, right? How do you enforce legislation like this? Because the only way that you're going to do it is by literally doing dick checks, right? Genital checks, inspections, or a chromosome test, which, you know, there are plenty of cis people who have chromosomes that they did not think they had. Like there are women who are cis and have XY chromosomes. This happened during the Olympics some years back, and they had to remove the restrictions of getting chromosome tests because there were women who just straight up didn't know that they were XY, got a chromosome test, found out they're XY intersex, and nearly got banned from the Olympics. There was a lot of like emotional turmoil and backlash that came from it, and so they said no more of this. But it's either going to be that or dick checks. Like literally, that's what it comes down to. And speaking of, they're actually, I don't have it pulled up, but let me see if I can find it. I have Erin Reed pulled up because she's a fantastic source on all things anti-trans legislation. She is constantly covering it. If you're not following Erin Reed, it's Erin in the Morning on Twitter. Definitely go follow. I'm subscribed to her Substack. Just a fantastic source on this stuff. On day one of pre-filing, Republicans have filed 32 anti-trans bills in the state of Texas. The bills target transgender people with bounties, could shut down pride parades, ban gender marker changes, and force mass scale chromosome testing. Subscribe to support my journalism. So what I was looking at is one bill, House Bill 1123, seemingly would require that every student athlete in the state of Texas get a chromosome test. This could have disastrous consequences. And this is what I was talking about in the 1996 Olympics. And that's where I got that, is from this thread. Another bill, House Bill 239, would mirror the Florida bathroom ban and would bar trans people from using the bathroom in public facilities in Texas, including parks, rest stops, public hospitals, and even the DFW airport. One city in Texas, Odessa, passed an ordinance allowing cisgender people to collect $10,000 bounties from transgender people they see in bathrooms, which is like, how do you even go about establishing that somebody is trans and using the bathroom? Like I was saying earlier, you literally have to do a dick check. That's what they want. They want to do genital inspections. It's really gross. They want to do it on people going into bathrooms. They want to do it on kids trying to play sports. It's disgusting. Time to protest, peeps? Yeah. Of course, you may not be able to under the Trump administration. Good luck. We have Representative Nancy Mace. Never thought this would have to happen, but we are introducing a resolution banning biological men from entering protected spaces for women on Capitol grounds. Protecting biological women starts here, and it starts now. And then, of course, I love this post in response. Hi, just checking you have if you have a penis or vagina. I don't want you to make me uncomfortable. Which is true. Like, that's literally what it has to be in order for these bathroom bans to even work the way they're intended. Like, this is going to affect cis people as well. You have somebody, like, let's say you have a woman with a little stubble on her chin, like a cis woman, completely cis woman with a little stubble on her chin, walk into the bathroom, right? Somebody's like, oh my God, that's a trans woman. It's going to be a mess. These laws can't last. They're not going to last. Like, they're immediately going to start seeing problems with it. Assuming that like crazy people actually do go out of their way to point out trans people. I've heard the one in Florida, like nobody's been arrested on that one yet. Nobody. Because nobody wants to point out like, oh, that's a trans person going into the bathroom. Because God forbid you're wrong. Even if you're right, it's like, why the fuck are you pointing it out? Who cares? Who gives a shit? Let people shit and piss. Like, just like let them do it in the facilities. It doesn't matter. The people who voted or purposefully refrained from voting as protest did this to us. No, you're wrong. The Democratic Party did this to us. I know I talked a lot about why you should vote and, you know, people who don't vote are being emotional or stupid or whatever, but like, no, I'm sorry. Like, it did not make enough of a difference. The Republicans literally won the popular vote this time, which I literally said during my stream that was not going to happen, that would never happen, and it did happen. It's the Democrats that did this to us. I want to take a look at Representative Nancy Mace here. From Waffle House to the Citadel to U.S. House, working hard serving South Carolina. This is the exact type of man I don't want in the women's restroom with me. He says he's going to grab my ratty looking, is it hair? Drag my face to the floor, repeatedly bash my head until blood is everywhere, and kill me.
This video goes out to Congresswoman Nancy Mace. Congresswoman Nancy Mace, I hope that one day I do find you in that women's bathroom and I grab your ratty looking fucking hair and drag your
What was it, the bleep? It didn't even censor the word.
Face down to the floor while I repeatedly bash.
Also, don't do this. Don't do what this person did. I understand. Like, I don't blame this person for being as enraged as they are, but you are literally going to hurt nobody but yourself when you do this. Don't do it.
Shit in until the blood's everywhere and you're.
Yeah, I get the idea. Just as they confuse men with women, they also confuse protecting women for bullying. When the left can define what a woman is, we can talk. Is this all you talk about? You're in the U.S. House of Representatives, and all you're talking about is how much you hate trans people. It's disgusting. Woke reporter asks Representative Nancy Mace why she wants to exclude men from the female bathrooms in Congress.
So if that being a feminist makes me an extremist, I'm totally here for it.
Is this effort in response to
Slay Queen
brides coming to Congress?
Yes, and absolutely, and then some. I'm not going to stand for a man, if someone with a penis is in the women's locker room, that's not okay. And I'm a victim of abuse.
What if you don't see it? Like, what? Like they're not showing it at all. Like, what if you just don't see the penis? So what?
I'm a survivor. I have PTSD from the abuse I've suffered at the hands of.
Oh, I love that, weaponizing the trauma. Good,
man.
good.
And I know how vulnerable women and girls are in private spaces. So I'm absolutely 100% going to stand in the way of any man who wants to be in a women's restroom, in our locker rooms, in our changing rooms. I will be there fighting you every step of the way. So
this is not a real problem. Off. Like, can you please actually fix real problems in the world instead of this? Like, nobody's being hurt by trans people in bathrooms. It's not happening. Literally not happening. Anybody who tells you it's happening is lying. They're lying. They're lying to you. Of course, there's going to be like 1 or 2 news stories about a trans person who commits a crime in a bathroom. Okay, people commit crimes in bathrooms sometimes, but there's no hard data demonstrating that trans people are at an increased rate of committing these crimes. Like, if you're going to hurt women, you're going to hurt women regardless of what you have to do it. There's multiple people at fault here, TBH. Political apathy and also people refraining from voting as protest. Yeah, like, listen, I try not to go after people for their looks anymore, but she does have a very square and pointed jawline. Like, she herself could be confused for a trans woman. Just saying. Anybody could be. Trans women look just like the rest of us, okay? For the most part. Just stupid. Like, you're just being spiteful. You're gonna hurt everybody in the process. Her saying that her PTSD is a reason to stop trans people from entering washrooms that align with their gender is like me, a dog attack survivor, saying pit bulls shouldn't be held as pets. Yeah, it's just, it's making your trauma other people's problem. Okay? Do not weaponize your trauma and make it other people's problem. That is disgusting to do. All right? I have no sympathy for her in that regard. Okay, obviously that shouldn't have happened to her. Okay, and it's a serious problem that happens to like what 1 in 3 women ever. Like it's really rampant. Okay, and it's disgusting whenever it happens, and it leaves you with a lot of trauma usually, and possibly PTSD, like she's saying she has. And I'm not going to deny that, but I'm not going to sit here and listen to her to hide behind that as a shield to be transphobic. You can't do that. Okay, you're a disgusting piece of shit for doing that. Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more, hit the notification bell to be notified when I upload. If you enjoy my content, you enjoy what I do, I really appreciate any financial help that I can get. Go to youtube.com/AlecGunterTTV/join. You got some awesome benefits, such as seeing early videos, awesome emotes that you can use in the comments of YouTube videos, and a sweet badge next to your name. So if that sounds interesting to you, I'd really appreciate if you join. It is cheaper than the cost of a blowjob from your mom. So with all that being said, thank you again for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.